So there's something I've been speaking about a lot for the last couple of decades, very quietly, not really saying a lot in a major way, because people tend to lock on things that aren't maybe as important, although they may be very significant. And one of the things I've often talked about was in Mark 7:34, before Yeshua healed, he said, "Eith fatah," which in Aramaic means be open. Technically, the root is fatah, fatah. Fatah, intriguingly, okay, hold on a second here. How much do you know about the Egyptian philosophies? He's actually, wait a second here. Is it just a coincidence that he's invoking an Egyptian god? Intriguingly, specifically, Fatah was the craftsman who brought the world into being through the creative power of conscious speech, of the voice. Interesting. So he's invoking Fatah through this idea of openness. And craftsman, interesting. Funny, because you'll find in some places where they refer to Fatah as a carpenter specifically. And it's interesting because carpenter or not really carpenter's not actually correct, but craftsman is an idea that comes from Gnosticism. Not just from Gnosticism, actually it really, even before Gnosticism, it comes from the ancient Egyptian philosophies. And it's intriguing because we're always told that Jesus was what? What was his profession? He was a carpenter, right? Well, it doesn't say that in Aramaic. It's funny because in Matthew 13:55, which is one of the places he's referred to as a carpenter, that people say he isn't. It says he's the son of a something, and I'll get to that word in a second. The second is in Mark 6:3, where it just comes up and said, oh, well, isn't this the word translated as carpenter? It's nagara is the word. And what's interesting is nagara in Aramaic and tekton in the Koine Greek, neither means, guess what? Neither of those means somebody that works with specifically only wood. Okay? That's something that's very intriguing. What they both, in fact, mean is actually craftsmen. It's an idea of that, you know, you almost want to say being that spoke the universe, the cosmos into existence. That's something far different. So what is he really doing there? If he's saying Fatah, if he's invoking Fatah, it's not about some kind of an ancient god. It's the realization of saying, look, you have to let go of this world before that new earth can birth through you. A very, very clear statement of declaration, minus all of the theology, minus all of the teachings we could do about it. And it's funny, people will say, oh, no, he was a carpenter. And of course, he was born where? In a stable. Well, if you can find me a place where it says in the four Gospels that he was born in a stable, I'd love to see it. It's funny because the word's not there. All it says is he was laid in an animal's feed trough. And I've got tons of videos about the Christmas story out there, the astrotheology of it, the winter solstice, etc. But funny, the idea we have of a wooden stable has nothing to do with Yeshua. It actually comes from St. Francis of Assisi in the year 1223 when he made a presepe or presepio in a local Italian context with Italian animals and an Italian stable so that the local children would understand this whole little Jesus story a lot better. And we have that now 900 years later. And, you know, bless the hearts of people that just don't know that they don't know where those things come from. Because you're not going to be taught that in the church because, bless their hearts, most of them don't have a clue about these things. I love them all dearly. Again, so this idea of Eith Fatah, let me come back just to bring this to a close. This isn't about necessarily invoking an ancient Egyptian god. This is not, you know, there could be an aspect of that. This is not necessarily even just about being open, but literally about letting go of the world, of this world that appears to be obvious in, through, and around us, so that the new earth, the new world, the fresh world can birth through us. And I sometimes hear people like with Metelid Mandreish, you know, born again. Lately I've been hearing people say new position. No. I love you dearly. It has nothing to do with a position, because it's about going from having a position to becoming non-local. Not going from this place to that. That's nothing. All that is an egoic construct. It's okay. It's fine. Higher, lower, ascendance, descension. That's all fine. And there's some truth in some of that. But it's not about a position. It's about losing that position so that the wholeness of the cosmos can birth through you in its entirety, in its fullness, in its fertility and ripeness right now in this present moment. Let go of the idea of one place to another and simply be open.